now for our Monday special Midcap Mania, and Nigel is here to tell us what stock is on his radar today. Nigel, take it away.
Well, Sonia, in these volatile times, I picked up a very small company, 110 crore market capitalization company. It's known as Tamboli Capital. It's basically into castings. It has a 100% subsidiary. That's Tamboli Castings. And in fact, it's an auto ancillary company. What does it do? It makes complex castings that are used both in the auto space as well as in the non-auto space. And it has its unit in Gujarat. Roughly around 9 to around 10 acres is what they've set up the plant on. I've been listening to you, Sonia, and you've been telling us, which company gets affected by demonetization, which doesn't get impacted by demonetization. So best if, a company is involved in exports. Now, this company, as per the last year, they export close to around 93% of their total revenues is got via exports. So that's something that, demonetization won't play a big role. Further, if I just look at their, who are their clients, the big clients include the likes of Bosch, and this is the international company, Bosch Global, as well as Siemens. So from the auto space, their biggest client is Bosch, and in fact, in the non-auto space, it's Siemens. Autos and non-autos is roughly in the mix of around 50% approximately. The other striking factor from their balance sheet is that they've been steadily paying back their debt. And if you take a look at the last results, that's of September 2016, the total cash in their books was around 15 crores. Equated to the market capitalizations, it equates to nearly around 11% of the total market cap. So that's another factor. This year has been a good year, and that's primarily why the company caught my eye. Top line, not a big growth. Operating profit was up close to around 30%. So they're doing something right over there. Automation seems to be coming into play. And the profitability as well has jumped up. Now, in fact, they're doing close to around 5.5 crores in the first half of the year itself. So those are the numbers up for you on the screen. But let's see what they've done in the last few years. The revenue growth hasn't been great. They have been doing roughly around 50 to around 60 crores. So nothing really to take home over there. But the important part was this first half of the year, they did a margin of around 30%, which is very positive because in the last few years, they've been hovering around the 28% to around 29%. So 30% is better than what they have been doing. The primary reason why the profitability has jumped up, though, is that interest cost has come down from around 2.5 crores to around 60 lakhs over the last few years. They've been constantly focusing on deleveraging their balance sheet, and the profitability numbers as well should come up for you on the screen. Last year, they did 6 crore 80 lakh in the full year. This year, in the first half of the year, they run around 5 crore 50 lakh. So that's something you should keep in mind as well. What is the promoter holding at more than 50%? They tried to reach out to the management. Unfortunately, couldn't get in touch with their promoters. And in fact, LIC owns close to around 2% stake in the company. NRIs as well, they hold roughly around 4.5%. That could be a good or maybe something that you should look at as well, because I don't get the names of these NRIs. Finally, such a big exposure to the international markets, foreign forex fluctuation will play a role. Maybe too much of their business with few clients, like primarily Bosch Global as well. And finally, I was going on reading all the audit reports. They're saying we're looking to increase our domestic revenues, but that clearly hasn't increased because it's roughly around 7-8% only, though they have mentioned clients like Maruti as well as Tata Motors. Back to you all.
Right, Nigel, thanks a lot for that. Standard disclaimer, this is not stock recommendation. This is one of the few stocks that Nigel has spotted in terms of interesting tidbits, and that he does every week.